Hello, everybody. This is Reverend Bridge. I am going to talk a few minutes about COVID. I'm sure everybody has been hearing on the news. That's all we hear: COVID, COVID, COVID. And, people traveled. And of course, now there were a surge of cases after the holidays. And I was one of those people that traveled. And I'm going to tell you guys how I stayed safe after having COVID. So I'm going to show you guys this right now. Binax Now, if you guys can see that, 2 tests in a box made by Abbott Pharmaceuticals. When I was doing clinical research, Abbott was one of the major pharmaceutical companies that they had good products. It's a good pharmaceutical company. They have an at-home COVID test. Okay, I purchased this from Walmart for $14.99. And I did buy it on my Walmart app, so it was delivered right to my house. I used this before my son and I traveled to go and visit anybody. You guys, listen, I know that we all get fearful when we hear things on the news and see how the surge of cases is rising. The first thing you want to do is go run to the urgent care or to an emergency room or to your doctor or the health department. If they keep taking people that are not having symptoms and or you haven't been exposed, or you just want to get tested just because, whether you're traveling or not, they're eventually going to run out of tests. So this is why I want people to see that the Binax Now is a good, dependable test that you can do at home to test whether or not you have COVID. Of course, if you get a positive result, then you need to follow up with medical professionals. But if you're just traveling to go visit family, friends, whatever, and you want to see if you are positive or negative, you guys spend the $15 and do this at home. This is what I used after I got out of the hospital with COVID, because the hospital sent me home with COVID. I was in there for 3 days and they still sent me home with COVID. So, I still had to do the regimen of treatment once I got home. And, the health department didn't want to see me back until I had, let so many days pass, but I wanted to be sure that I was COVID negative. So I purchased this and tested myself and my son before I went back to the health department, because, once you go back, if you have another positive, you're in another cycle of quarantine once again. So I wanted to be sure that I was negative before I went back. So I'm just going to share with you guys, the other things that I did to get over COVID. When I was in the hospital, they handed me that spirometer. I was on oxygen. Still have my oxygen tank here for when I need it. But, thankfully, I've only needed it a few times after I've been, discharged from the hospital. I use my spirometer. That's the little device that they get you to blow in. It's just a little plastic device. I use that religiously to help build my lung capacity back up. I got back. I never stopped taking my vitamins. The only days that I didn't have my vitamins and supplements that I take every day were the days that I was in the hospital. So you guys, immunity is very important. You have to keep your immune system strong. And if you have a weak immune system, look up supplements and minerals and vitamins that help boost your immune system. Do what you need to do to help protect yourself, because you can wear a mask, you can glove up, you can have on a spacesuit, but viruses are very resilient. They will find a way to get in. On my way back from our trip during the holidays, my father has been in rehab since he had COVID. Which was, right after I was sick with COVID. And the nursing home informed me that 2 fully vaccinated employees tested positive for COVID and spread COVID to residents. And my father was one of those residents that contracted COVID for the second time. So all I'm saying is, you can do all you can to stay safe. Take the vaccine, wear your mask, wear a respirator, wear gloves, wash your hands. It's still possible to contract COVID multiple times, regardless of the precautions that you take. But what you can do to help your body fight off the virus is to make sure that your body is as strong as possible by, eating the right foods, not drinking certain things, taking the vitamins, the minerals, the supplements to, keep your immune system strong. And of course, taking those universal precautions that they are talking about on the news. So people have wondered how I've been doing because, I shared a testimony that COVID almost took me out, and it did. But I'm still here. The doctor, the pulmonologist that saw me in the hospital was just astounded at the turn that I took overnight. Of course, I have God on my side, as we all do if you choose to believe. But God had already told me that it was not my time and I was not getting ready to die. But I do believe that everything that I do on a daily basis to keep my body healthy, and, especially the vitamin regimen, because I religiously take a total of 23 different vitamins, supplements, and minerals every day. And I have not deviated from that ever since I started. I've been taking vitamins really since I was about 4 years old. My mom used to stuff them down my throat. But, as I've gotten older and, gotten wiser and done the research, I realized what it is that I need to take to keep my body healthy and, keep my immune system strong. So I didn't want to make this video long, but I did want to say, hey, do what you need to do the research, use your own inner wisdom about what your body needs, and do that. If you're on prescription medications, talk to your doctor, of course, before you start anything natural that's herbal, any type of supplements. But I'm one of those, as my pulmonologist said while I was in the hospital, you're one of those rare birds who is not taking any prescription medicines. And he was even inquisitive as to what I take, because he was like, maybe I need to start taking what you take. But I stand by what I believe in, and I do know that it is only through God that I'm still sitting here today. But I did want to educate you guys on the Binax Now. While I was in Chicago the other day, Abbott is based on one of their headquarters, is their main headquarters, I believe, is in Chicago. I know they have headquarters in Chicago, Illinois, but they had commercials all over the local Chicago stations about this test right here, the Binax Now. And I heard that Amazon had even put a limit on how many you can order. So you guys, go ahead, get them. If you're going to travel to visit loved ones, test yourself before you go. Have your loved ones test themselves, because we can't be too careful. There's nothing worse than us traveling and, we really don't know whether we're sick or if the people we're going to visit are sick. So, what's $15 in making sure that you're safe? They're making sure that they're safe before you travel. So it gives everybody a peace of mind. And like I said, start with your core self by keeping yourself as healthy and staying as safe as you possibly can. I hope this has been helpful, and I will post more videos soon. So, hey, keep a watch at Reverend Bridge on the YouTube. You guys take care. Have a happy new year.